Are experts really giving the Denver Broncos less than 50% to win any game next season? Welcome into your Denver Sports Daily for March 20th. Let's go.
Taking you through your morning headlines, it's Denver Sports Daily with Rachel V. Hill.
Based on his projections on the current roster, Mike Clay doesn't give the Broncos a greater than 50% chance to win any game this season. The high water point is a 49% chance of defeating the Carolina Panthers at home. You can see the list here. It's not looking good. Plus, the strength of the schedule ranking is 27th. That is 5 from the bottom, which is just ridiculous considering this is the Denver Broncos we are talking about. A gold legacy for so many years, and now here we are, less than a 50% chance of winning any game. And again, the fact that the Carolina Panthers, who were horrendous last year, that's the one that they're giving a 49% chance to. It's a little bit of a tough time right now for the Denver Broncos. The Browns and wide receiver Jeudy have agreed to a 3-year contract extension worth up to $58 million, including $41 million fully guaranteed at signing. The Browns traded for Jeudy last week in a deal with the Broncos, and GM Andrew Berry said the 24-year-old wide receiver is, quote-unquote, just entering his prime and will be a core member of the offense in 2024 and beyond. Jeudy had 54 receptions for 758 yards and 2 touchdowns last season. Is this too much money for a guy who has never had a 1,000 yards in a season? To me, honestly, yes. This took me by surprise, but to each their own. Go get paid, and luckily Jerry Jeudy did exactly that. Now, things got ugly for Kenny Pickett in Pittsburgh, so obviously, that kind of ended up with his trade to the Eagles. So after the Steelers made the move on Friday, sources in Pittsburgh said he handled the Russell Wilson signing poorly and claimed he was not a team guy. I feel like we're doing this a lot today, but there's a lot of stories with it. On Monday, Pickett had a chance to answer the allegations, and Pickett told reporters, "I'm confident in the way that I handled it. I handled it in the way I should have handled it." Take a listen.
I think the communication, is what it is. It was behind closed doors. I'm confident in the way that I handled it. I handled it the way I should have handled it. I'm excited to be here. It worked out so well that Philly was the place I ended up landing in. So I think everything happens for a reason, and I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
How did your family find?
That right there is 100% a frustrated Kenny Pickett. Nonetheless, and the fact that he didn't say, "No, I was happy, got to meet Russ," or anything along the natures, and just said, "I handled it the way I handle it," I'm like, all right, Kenny Pickett, clearly you were a little frustrated. Looking to March Madness now. Ho, my Rams, everybody. I'm wearing the green again today because I was so stoked about last night's game. First of all, Virginia didn't score for the final 9:20 of the first half. That's insane to actually think about, considering we were talking about a game of basketball. It was a slow start anyways between Virginia and the Rams. It was like there was a bunch of nerves going into it. But yeah, they didn't score for the final 9 minutes and 20 seconds of the first half. They go into halftime, CSU leading 27-14. Very, very low scoring. And then defense was just critical for the Rams. And they were able to hold Virginia to under 45 points. So it was 67-42. There is no way that Tony Bennett has a job after that embarrassment. And next up, they will take on Texas on Thursday in Charlotte. So go Rams, keep it going. Can they make a run happen? But also don't forget, we have CU on deck tonight. Essentially, they'll be taking on, it's blanking my mind right now, you guys. Who are they playing? They're playing somebody tonight, and I cannot think of it off the top of my head. But it is a 7 p.m. tip-off. CU, it's always exciting. I love having them be out there too. I don't know why. It's just completely blanking my mind at who the heck CU is taking on tonight. But we'll move on to the NBA. The Nuggets, they put on a masterclass at the half last night as well, taking on the T-Wolves 70-55. AG was playing with some serious energy. Here's the problem, though. Karl Anthony Towns was out for an extended period. Rudy Gobert and Naz Reid were both hurt in the game that the Wolves played on Monday, so they were out. So it was kind of all on Anthony Edwards to be able to make this team have a run. So, like I said, the Nuggets, They looked great in the beginning, which is very rare for the Nuggets. I feel like they kind of play a little bit sloppy or quote unquote lazy in the beginning, and then they tend to pick it up. This was the exact opposite. They were on fire to begin the game, and then things kind of started to change a little bit. Anthony Edwards got on a roll, and it became an actually really close game. Jokic had the dagger towards the end of the game. Jamal Murray did some free throws, which was able to kind of secure it, and Anthony Edwards missed the three at the end of the game, essentially. So Nuggets were able to get the win. MPJ had a nice game. Jokic had 36 right there, which the 2 assists from Nikola Jokic definitely are very, very rare to see a number that low when it comes to him. He, of course, has the double-double, but yeah, 2 assists from Nikola Jokic is very strange. The Nuggets are back home on Thursday hosting the New York Knicks. To the NHL we go. Oh, the Colorado Avalanche. It has been so fun watching them since the trade deadline. So Casey Middlestat ties the game up, essentially, and then Nico gets a hat trick. They're up 4-3 versus the Blues. Rantanen's first hat trick of the season and his 7th of his NHL career. And before the game, he has a super cute moment with a fan that I think now, because of his hat tricks, he needs to do this before every single game. Take a listen. No. So definitely so cute, first of all. I love to see that. And that little girl was so excited, and I feel like Miko's just one of those people. I saw a bunch of comments on that video, actually, was talking about how, oh, I remember when Miko gave my kid a puck, things along that nature, which is just adorable. So love that for Mikko Rantanen. But the point streak for Nathan MacKinnon was extended, 10 goals, 22 assists. The Avs were 4-4 on this road trip, and we had talked about it all season long. They had continuously struggled on the road trip. They get their 7th straight win. Good things right there for the Colorado Avalanche. On some sad news, former NHL player Chris Simon had died. The NHL Alumni Association announced on Tuesday he was only 52 years old. The family strongly believes and witnessed firsthand that Chris struggled immensely from CTE, which unfortunately resulted in his death. We have plenty more at denversports.com if you want to check it out. But Simon played in the NHL for 15 years, suiting up for no less than 7 teams: the Colorado Avalanche, Washington Capitals, Chicago Blackhawks, Calgary Flames, Minnesota Wild, New York Rangers, and New York Islanders. He was best known for his on-ice fights, getting involved in at least 101 of them over the years and spending 1,824 minutes in the penalty box as a result. He also won the Stanley Cup as a player for the Avalanche in 1996. We send our condolences to the family and friends. Now, the Colorado Rockies got their season started on March 28th, or will get their season started on March 28th in Phoenix, and Bud Black knows who he's giving the ball to when it's time to throw the first pitch against the Arizona Diamondbacks. That man is Kyle Freeland. He will make his 3rd opening day start for the Rockies. He is 30 years old and has spent his entire career with Colorado. Take a listen.
It's an honor to be told that she's going to be the opening day starter, kick off the season. Buddy told me a few days ago that I was going to be the guy to lead the team into battle for the first game. Super excited for it, but yeah, it's a great honor to be able to say that you're an opening day starter. I can say it now for the 3rd time, which is really cool.
It's not looking good for the Denver Broncos to get one of the top 4 quarterbacks in the draft. So it makes me think, who's going to be the 5th quarterback to go in this year's draft? And many are pointing at Bo Nix. So let's look at the history of the past 10 years when it came to the 5th quarterback. You're going to see quite a few names in here. Hendon Hooker out of Tennessee. 2022 was Bailey Zappi. We've got Mac Jones, Jaylen Herz, Lamar Jackson, Davis Webb, Jacoby Brissett. There's definitely quite a few names in this mix. But it makes you wonder, it's pretty much a 50-50 split, which, to be honest, is a lot of the draft at the end of the day. So when I see a name like Jimmy G, who is still in the NFL, I know there's some drama going on with him. You see a guy like Jaylen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, it makes you think you can find a good player to come out of the draft at number 5. But overall, a lot of that list is players that you're not going to even see very often. So it's a little frustrating if you're a Denver Broncos fan, but you are wondering, what does Sean Payton have as a plan going forward? Who are they looking at? Are they going to move up? What's that going to look like? With everybody talking about JJ McCarthy, it's kind of a little scary if you're a Broncos fan, because you're saying, well, what's going to happen? Our team's really going to move up? Could they end up going in the top 5, top 6? It's probably a possibility if we're being completely honest. If we know 1 through 3 kind of straight off the bat are probably going to go off the board. But it'll be interesting to see how the Broncos end up handling the draft. And of course, we've got plenty of good stuff over at denversports.com. So make sure you check it out. Now, speaking of Jaylen Herz, he is returning to his Houston roots to help a family in need. The Eagles quarterback, who played football at Houston's Channel View High School, has offered to pay for the funeral expenses for North Shore High School football player Jarvon Coles. So Channel View and North Shore were considered to be rival schools, and Jarvon was found dead from a gunshot wound at a party on Saturday. Essentially, we heard Adam Schefter go on to say, just learned that Eagles quarterback Jaylen Herz read about the passing of this football player from a rival high school and decided to play for his funeral expenses. And excuse me, Ian Rappaport, not Adam Schefter. It's a great, great thing. And he ends up going to say, heartwarming end to a gut-wrenching story. And that is for sure the truth. Our thoughts and condolences again with the Cole family. Last part for us here on this Wednesday, ESPN will continue airing the college football playoff and will pay a whole lot of money to do so. The network has reached a 6-year, $7.8 billion deal with the CFP for exclusive rights to all the playoff games through the 2031-32 season. This includes all extra playoffs games with the CFP's new 12-team format, along with the other content like the CFP selection show. ESPN will pay that $1.3 billion a year for those rights starting in 2026. So plenty of good things. Also, CU is taking on Boise State tonight. The Broncos. How could I even possibly forget? So many different things. I've been thinking about my bracket for the last literally 24 hours nonstop, and we're going to be doing that on Coffee Break today. So come hang out. If you have not done your bracket yet, make sure you fill it out. You can win $5,000 if you do it on denversports.com. So definitely worth doing. So come hang out with me 12 p.m. We're going to go through the bracket. I'm going to try and give you and steer you in the way that I think the bracket will end up going. And then we can all follow along together to see essentially who will get the best bracket. So come help me make sure that I'm not missing out on anything, that you guys are like 100% bought in. Everybody was messaging me last night on Twitter talking about the Rams and saying, oh, this over and under and plenty of other things. They were easy knocks. So make sure you have put me on the right path to making sure I got a good bracket. But I always love reading your guys' comments. I'm sure a lot of them are saying, Rachel, it's Boise State. It's Boise State. It's Boise State. Yes, 100%. Let's see. I love this one. Good. The experts are idiots when it comes to the Broncos not having more than a 50% shot to winning any game this season. That one made me laugh. Rachel, what a comeback for the Avs again. And how great has Middlestat looked? He's probably my favorite player that they have gotten so far. First of all, he talks to the media, which I love just personally for me. But he just feels like he has such a presence when he's on the ice. He's definitely figuring out the speed when it comes to the Avs. He's been a joy to watch, and I think he's fit in great for this team. Oh, so fun. Let's see. Geez, Rachel, take the rest of the day off. You know, I got to put together my bracket, and then we got plenty of other good stuff going on at denversports.com and just around the station. So make sure you're tuning in to 104.3 The Fan. And of course, like I said, denversports.com with plenty of other stuff. I'm really excited to do my bracket, if I'm being completely honest. But yes, it is a Wednesday. We were up late watching all of the games. It was such a good night last night. And then, of course, we got the CU men's hoops tonight. Again, taking on Boise. So make sure you come hang out with us for that as well. And if you're not following me on Twitter, because I love chatting with each and every single one of you as I'm watching games and stuff. So it's always a pleasure. But that is going to do it for our Wednesday edition of Denver Sports Daily. Plenty of good things. I don't know how many times I can say that to everybody. Check out denversports.com. Check out Orange and Blue Today, Coffee Break, any of our other shows that we have going on our platforms, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. There's tons of good stuff. So we will see you guys later and have a good one. See you at 12 o'clock for our brackets. Let's do it.